Hello everyone, this is Robert, 50 years of chess. I have a game for you on the 22nd of April 2026. My opponent, I don't have a picture of him, but I do know a few things I've worked out anyway. He's from the Ukraine. I think if you look at his name there, Yurikv73, that's his alias on chess.com. I think his name's probably Yuri. That is a very much a Ukrainian male name. And KV is probably his initials. And 73, usually on the end when you have like I use 1953 on what I play on here, Robert Radford 1953. That's the year I was born in. So I think in this case, KV is his initials, and 73 is probably the year he was born in. So this guy's probably Yuri KV, born in 1973, which make him about 53 years of age. So this game was played about an hour ago on chess.com. It was a 10-minute rapid game, and I'm going to share with you the moves of the game now. It was a really interesting game, and I hope you enjoy it. So here's how the game went. He played e4, he's playing white. I played c6, Caro-Kann defense, knight f3, d5, e5, bishop g4, bishop e7, e6, and what I've done here now is lock the bishop out. So I've got my worst piece out, and this is a dream for me because I can play a French defense from here. So he played d4, knight d7, h3, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, and then queen b6. So I've already got the setup for the French defense with black here. I'm very happy. I've got my white squared bishop, which is my weakest piece, out of the way, and I've gained something from this opening. So he continued with c3, and I played c5. Castled, rook c8. This is all part of the build-up for black. b3, it's because he wants to get his bishop out, and to stop that pawn from travelling a bit further, perhaps. So I swapped pawns here in the centre with c takes d and c takes d, giving him a weak d pawn. Now I brought the other knight out to e7, which I want to go to f5 and put pressure on that d pawn. And then he's only got a couple of ways of defending it, either with bishop to e3, bishop to b2. So he played bishop e3, which is what I expected. So we've got a typical French defense now from this Caro-Kann opening. It's not hard to transpose if you know how to do it. So I played knight into f5 as I planned, and he's played queen to d2. Fair enough. I played bishop b4, attacking the queen, and all my pieces are developed other than the two rooks which aren't connected yet. And he's played the queen back, which enables me to castle. And now he's played the bishop, attacking the knight by playing bishop g4, and I swapped off knight takes bishop, pawn takes knight, and here I missed something. The move I played was knight to b8, but had I played knight takes e5, d takes e5, queen takes e3 check, king h1, and then queen takes e5, I would have got three pawns for the knight, which means it's equal. But I would have had 7 pawns against his 4, and I've got a strong centre with a passed D pawn, and I think I would win with that. I definitely think I played the wrong move, but I played knight back to b8 with the plan of maybe bringing the rook down later, also knight c6 or rook c6 and double the rooks. So he played knight d2. He's just trying to connect his pieces here. So I played rook f6. Could have put pressure on the e pawn on e3 by playing rook to c3. But I played rook to c6, and he went knight into f3. That wasn't the best move for him. I think probably to bring the rook to c1 was probably better. So I've gone back now with queen to d8 because I'm aware of the fact that he's likely to play knight to g5 and have an attack against my f pawn. So he's gone queen up to d3. That's a nice move for him, not bad. And he's looking maybe to play knight g5, threatening checkmate on h7. So I'm aware of this. So I played a6. I don't want him going queen b5. That would be a bit of a pain. He'd be attacking my bishop on b4 and also my pawn on b7. So after I played a6, he played rook on a to c1. Queen e7. Just connecting with my bishop. I don't want to leave any pieces on unprotected. So he played rook c2. Now he's threatening now to bring the other rook across and double the rook. So I double mine first, but he didn't. He brought his rook across to the other side to f2. So he's got a plan. I can see it now. He wants to play the double rooks attacking the f pawn. He could risk. He can actually play a nice move, which is knight to g5, threatening queen takes pawn on h7. So if he sacks that knight and allows me to go queen takes, he's then got rook takes pawn on c7, and that's strong because he's also hitting the b pawn on a7 and then doubling his rooks. But whether it's enough, I'm not sure. But I brought the rook down to c3, attacking the queen, so that queen can't get that attack on the h7 pawn straight away. So he's moved his queen back to b1. That's the indicator that proves to me that his intentions are to try and attack that h7 pawn. So I now brought the other rook back across to f8 to avoid any double attacks like on the h pawn and on the f pawn. If he now played knight b5, I can just take it and I don't have to worry, so he won't play that. So he played h4, ready for knight to g5. So I played h6 to prevent that knight from going into g5. And he played bishop to h5. It looks good, but I don't think it's good enough, to be honest. So I took the pawn in the middle. I thought, well, why not? It's here to be taken. I can always put the rook back to c3 if I need to. And he played knight to h2. So here we are. He has a bishop and 2 rooks attacking the f7 square. and I'm protecting it 3 times altogether, but with a rook and a queen. So if he swapped the 2 rooks and the bishop for the queen and rook, that'd be good for him. So I moved the rook up to e4 to block the queen on that b1 h7 diagonal, so he has nothing going there. And also his h4 pawn is under attack, but I can't take it yet because I have to watch on f7. So he took on f7, and as you can see, rook takes f7, rook takes f7, queen h4, he's got rook f8 check, and then he picks up the knight. No, I've got the bishop covering f8, so he can't play that. So I thought about it. The time's getting on, it's only a 10-minute game and we're getting a little bit short. So I decided I wouldn't take it. I'll wait till he moves his bishop, then maybe I could swap a rook off and the attack would be less strong. So he played his bishop to g6. I swapped to rook, like I said. Now my rook is under attack on e4 by the bishop. Now, I probably should have played here rook takes pawn on h4. But after he's got rook f7, I have to go on the back rank with my queen to stop the mate. And it's looking a bit desperate because he can come across to f1. And then he's really got me in a lot of trouble. So I've got to be careful. So what happened next? I played queen takes pawn. I decided he could have the rook and I would retake with the pawn and still block his queen out. But I must be confident that my attack's going to work. So he took the rook. I played the ill-advised queen takes h4, but in for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. So I took back the bishop, which was a very strong white square bishop. And officially, he's better because even though I've got an extra pawn, the rook is better than the bishop and knight. And for instance, we've both got a knight, but he's got a rook to my bishop. That's stronger. But what did we do? He moved the rook down to f7, attacking the b7 pawn. I'm not concerned about that because I'm just going to get my last piece back out, which is knight to c6, and now I'm attacking his e5 pawn. So he took the pawn knowing that I can't take the e5 pawn because he's got rook takes bishop on b4. So I played my bishop in to d2 because I can now play bishop into e3 check as well and really attack that d pawn with 2 pieces. So he attacked the bishop and the knight at the same time, but it doesn't really work because I've got bishop e3 check. He then moves king h8, and then I come in with knight takes d4. So what's he going to do now? I'm starting to get a lovely attack on his king with my 3 pieces, knight, bishop and queen. I'm standing better now. He's not playing actively enough. He's going to have to watch or I'll get him. So he's played a check with rook b8, king to h7. He can't take the pawn because my queen's protecting it. And so he played g3. Attacked. It does allow him to take the e4 pawn now, but he's forgotten something. After queen takes pawn, I've now got knight to f5. This is a strong move because it still helps me with my position and attacking, but it also protects the bishop, which is really in a good place as well. So all my pieces are better placed than his. He does have a pawn on my knight, but at the moment his king is very, very much more exposed than mine. And so he's gone back then to g2, hoping for a swap off. Now I saw a mate in a couple of moves, but there was another way I could have gone. If I played queen to e1, check, he has to go back. We could go queen back to f1, but probably knight back. So we'll assume that I played queen e1, knight to f1, blocking the check, and then I've got knight to g3, check. You can't take it with the queen because the queen takes knight. He's gonna lose. So I decided instead another plan. Right. So I played queen takes e5, hitting the rook. So he has to do something about that, and he decided to play rook b7 because time's getting on now. We've only got about 30 seconds each left, but he's forgotten something, which is knight into g3, which is checkmate, because the bishop covers the g1 square. Sadly for him, he didn't see that, but at this stage it's in a bad way anyway. I've got several things on here. I also had queen to a1. He would have to gone back to knight, but it would have been not so good for me. But this way absolutely kills the game. So there we are. That was a game with Yurikv73 on chess.com. I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a cut and thrust game. He was attacking me and seemed to be playing quite well, but I decided to be brave and allow the rook to be taken in the exchange and hope that my knight, bishop and queen would be able to generate an attack on his king in on the H file, and it worked. I got it, so that was good. So thanks for watching, and I'll bring you another game as soon as I can. Thank you and goodbye.